beautiful house and this beautiful farm, and it was transformational for me, because in that moment I was able to look at this and say, all of this Laura Ingalls Wilder mythology is real. It's real. It exists. She was real. This family existed. These books, although they're not 100% factual, because she was a wonderful storyteller, the essence of them is real. And I knew at that time that I was going to become more deeply involved with this again after coming here in 1997. So 16 years later, I'm delighted that I've been able to be more involved and travel. The only place I haven't been at this point in terms of historic sites is Independence, Kansas. And it just hasn't worked out. Let's go. Okay. Oh well, but you know, it would be fun to go there. But just last month, I was in Malone, New York, at the Wilder Homestead, and as I look around, there are some of you that were last month at the Wilder Homestead in Malone, New York, and the love that people have for this just continues to knock me out after 34 years. I saw it then on one level. It was this it was enormous. Now it is fervent and devoted, and you see it on a smaller level, but on a smaller size, but incredibly devoted and incredibly committed. And I'm just so appreciative of it. We are here today because exactly a century ago this month, this house here on Rocky Ridge Farm was being completed. This month, 100 years ago, the house was being completed. The two-story section of the house as we know it today, with the parlor and the library, music room, and stairway to upstairs rooms, was in its final stages. And the sounds of hammers and saws filled the woods on this site. Pine siding was being nailed on. Windows and doors were being installed. And a big fieldstone fireplace was going up. Almanzo, at that point, he was still active, very active at that point. Almanzo had the help of Ezra Dennis and his crew to bring the house to its final stage. The local paper reported, this is a quote from the local paper, A.J. Wilder is building a fine residence. When it was complete, the Missouri Ruralist wrote, a beautiful modern home crowns the farm of the Wilders. Laura said that the house was the process of evolution. First, the Wilders lived in a log cabin at the edge of the ravine. Now, where is the ravine over here? Is this the ravine? This way. Okay. You all know. And it was and then a frame room was added, and then a frame room was rolled on logs to the present site, and it became the kitchen. And for a dozen years, the Wilders lived in town and worked and earned money, and then returned to the farm. Finishing the farmhouse took 3 years. Cutting trees, allowing the timber to cure, and drawing the plans. Isn't that fun? I mean, Laura and Almanzo were probably drawing this thing out, envisioning it, and building it. They probably didn't start with the perfect plan, but the plan evolved and the house was built piece by piece. Wonderful. And Laura said we wanted the house to be a product of the farm. So native rock and timber were used. Laura's heart was set on a rock fireplace. Well, now, Almanzo was tired of hauling rocks. So he bought a load of brick from town. Now, as Laura said, I objected strenuously. I argued. I begged. For the only time in my life, I made use of a woman's time-honored weapon, tears. And to my surprise, she said, it worked. As we see today, the huge fireplace evolved just as Laura envisioned it. And the andirons were forged at a blacksmith shop right here in Mansfield. She also asked for windows, which were really a luxury compared to the way Laura had grown up. And she got them. They were, as she said, frames for wonderful views of woodland and hills. The definite influences Laura suggested in the building of the house were inspired by California mission styles and the work of Frank Lloyd Wright. The rustic beams and posts were not common in Missouri country homes at that time. Neighbors and friends made unique comments on the finished Wilder home. One said, "I like your house, it's not so monotonous." Another remarked, "You expressed yourself. It fits you as though it's your shell." An old neighbor who thought beams were for barns grunted and said, "Must have thought she was building a mill." Bound up in the boards and beams of the farmhouse we all cherish is the strong sense of companionship and deep love shared by Laura and Almanzo Wilder. Well, here in 2013 at Rocky Ridge, the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home Association is preparing for a second century of welcoming fans of Laura's unforgettable books. Now, the next century here at Rocky Ridge Farm includes a number of very, very big dreams. I'm sure a lot of you know about this, but for those of you who don't, I'm going to share it. The big dreams include the building of a new visitor center and archival library that will provide visitors with a state-of-the-art museum, as well as a safe storage spot for Laura and Almanzo's treasured belongings. And I think that visitor center is expected to be across the meadow over here. So it won't be in full view of the house, but it will be part of the property. The big dreams also include restoration of Rocky Ridge to the way it was when Laura, Almanzo, and Rose lived here. This will mean the removal of buildings near the historic farm. So right here, these buildings will go away because they were not here during the times that Laura lived here. Now, to pay for this historic transformation of the Wilder home, over the past year, the association has already raised 2/3 of the $2 million that's needed to do this transformation. That's pretty extraordinary.
Yes.
And now it's time for everybody else to help. Now it's time for those who love Laura to help make this association become what the dream is, so that it can be a place that enhances restoration, preservation, and education, supporting the Laura Ingalls Wilder legacy. Today, you can become a member of the association. Your membership will get us all closer to realizing the goal. And to say thank you, you can get a simple but meaningful 10% reduction in everything you may buy in the bookstore. And once you're a member, you're always a member. And there's no gift too small. I mean, you know the math of doubling a penny every day. It's pretty exciting. $1, $5, $50, $100. Remember, back in the day, Laura and Almanzo acquired this beautiful piece of land for $100. $100. It was the 25% down payment for $100. And it stood that $100 commitment has brought us to today. And all of us are going to help get the farm. And it's not just us, it's going to be people from all over. They're going to help. But I think it is that kind of a commitment where just a little bit can help. You can give whatever you can give, or you can pledge. And I'm telling you, I'm going to make a pledge today to the farm. And I hope some of you will consider doing the same. I won't say how much my pledge is going to be, but I'm going to make a pledge today. $1.4 million has been raised already, and all of us are going to help raise the rest. The new structures that will be built in the pasture behind us will be based on the Wilders' approach to construction, using materials and forms native to the region in inventive ways. Utilizing modern materials, emphasis will be placed on ensuring an atmosphere consistent with the historic structures throughout the property. With the construction of the archival library separated from the farmhouse, visitors will experience the restoration of the original farmyard surroundings, including what was a wonderful Wilder barn and hen house, accurately reflecting the look and atmosphere crafted by the Wilders. Joining the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home Association will keep Laura's legacy alive for the next century. As Laura herself said, and we all pay attention to what Laura said, if enough people think of a thing and work hard enough at it, it's pretty near bound to happen, wind and weather permitting. And with a day like this, we can't miss. Thank you for being here today. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you throughout the day on the Wilder farm. Thanks for coming. Enjoy your day.